Hey, Leilani with the Magical Solution here. So I have been asked to create a video about a protection oil, something that you can wear on your body to protect you. And I figured, you know what? Let me make one for you. So the first thing that you're going to need is a base oil. The two base oils that I'm going to use today are black walnut and castor oil. However, you can also add olive oil to this mixture. Those are three wonderful base oils. Let's talk about why. The black walnut oil is wonderful for cord cutting and for removing causas, removing issues that any attachments that might have come to the body or had been created by the body, right? And castor oil is absolutely wonderful to remove psychic attacks. Olive oil is the wonderful universal base oil because it is a holy oil, and therefore anything that is in God's presence cannot be of evil if that's the mindset that we all have, right? So those are three wonderful base oil options. Now, mind you, whether you're just going to use base oils or if you're going to add ingredients, whatever you decide to do, make sure you also add vitamin E to the mixture so that your oil does not go rancid. All right, let's get into some of these ingredients, okay? So the first ingredient that I'm going to add is going to be black pepper. I'm going to add this because black pepper is wonderful for removing the evil eye and the wagging tongue. The other ingredient that I'm going to use is juniper berry. And juniper berry as a spirit, because this is a very, very common ingredient in almost every culture around the world, very ancient, used in magic, healing, for offerings for spirits, for blessings, to attract love and relationships, money. I mean, like, it is truly a universal ingredient. It's one of my favorite ingredients. But in this particular case, juniper, as the spirit of juniper, is by their very nature a guardian against evil. And their whole vibe is that when incoming energies do come towards you, their nature is to purify, and to help discern what energies are good and bad. And so therefore juniper creates a wonderful barrier around the body. So we're going to add a few of those. Next, we are going to add some Angelica root. Now, what's awesome about Angelica root is that it is associated with the angels. And when you have this association with the angels and this angel protection, there's this sort of idea that no evil can exist in the same place as angels. They are God's sort of army, if you will. And so we're going to add a little bit of that to our oil. And then we are going to add everyone's favorite, ruda. Now, the reason why I want to add ruda in this particular case, because normally in a lot of our tradition, ruda is used for cleansing and purification. But in this particular situation, we are going to be using ruda for the protection from your own self. Yeah, because believe it or not, 90% of the time when people come to me to get work done because they feel like they've been cursed, jinxed, hexed, whatever, it's usually something that they did to themselves. And so rue is a wonderful ingredient to add in order to stop yourself from doing certain things, right? It dispels harmful thoughts. It stops harmful self-talk. And it can be used. Another cool thing about rue is that it can be used to identify who your attackers are. So if the attacker is not you, if you're not doing this to yourself, rue is a wonderful sort of psychic enhancer and will help open up that third eye to help you figure out who is doing this to you. And one of the main ways that ruda does that is through clairaudience. And so we're going to add that into the mix. And so, I've got my, mortajete here, and we're going to just this stuff good, especially those juniper berries and especially those black peppers, because they can, it's hard for them to release their oils unless they've been broken up. Okay, so we're gonna add a little bit of that. Let me pause this for a sec. Okay, we have put the whole mixture together. This looks nice. Now we're gonna take this mixture and you can do a few things. But before we get into all of that, let me just throw in the disclaimer since I didn't do it at the beginning of the video, okay? So disclaimer, this is not medical advice. Okay, please keep in mind that this is intended to go on your skin, and so therefore any ingredient that I talked about here today, make sure you are not allergic to it and make sure it does not have any adverse effects to any medication, and that includes supplements and minerals that you are on. Okay, so there's my disclaimer from the Magical Solution. But now what we're gonna do is we are going to basically set it and forget it. Now, for those of you who are doing this for yourself and there's no rush, you know, you're not being attacked at this time or whatever, then you put this in a closet someplace dark, room temperature to cool, and you're going to want to leave it in there for 4 to 6, maybe even 8 weeks. The longer the better. You're going to want to leave it in there, and you're going to want to shake it up a couple of times a day, every day, okay? Now, if you are in the midst of being attacked, or if you are in urgency, or if you have a business that you need to get this oil out to your customers ASAP, one of the things that I like to use, and this is not a promotional video at all, it's just something that I've been using for years now, and that is my Levo machine. So this Levo machine is an oil infuser. So basically, you know, you put the oil and all your ingredients in this top chamber here. You press all the little buttons to tell it what it needs to do, and then down here it will dispense into a container when it's done. The infusion with the Levo machine takes anywhere from 2 hours to 4 hours, depending on what setting you put it on. So that is amazing. I mean, to go from 6 to 8 weeks to only 2 hours, it's amazing, and I highly recommend this machine. It works beautifully. Now, the other option that you have, if you do not want to wait those long hours and you also don't want to invest in that machine, because that machine is pretty expensive, is you would have to cook the ingredients on your stove top. And trust me when I tell you, it is a difficult task to regulate that temperature, because you don't want to fry the ingredients, you don't want the oil to bubble and get too hot, but yet you need it warm enough to be able to, you know, help the ingredients release their oils, etc. So it's a toughie. So I would highly suggest maybe practicing on some cheaper ingredients first to make sure you got the technique down before you go on to something like this, where ingredients like rue and juniper and Angelica root are like really hard to find and are also kind of expensive. Okay, so that's my advice to you. The last ingredient I'm going to add is going to be lemon essential oil. I add this for 2 reasons. Number one, the smell. Let's be real, this black walnut castor oil Angelica root mixture is not going to be fun to sniff, and especially if you want to put it on your body. So this is a wonderful scent, a nice citrusy, clean scent that is, you know, gender friendly. But lemon is also wonderful to give you clarity during any type of psychic attack, during any type of spiritual attack. This will help to keep your mind clear and focused so that you can remove it and do what you need to do. And on top of that, it helps to promote joy, which really pisses off your enemy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Once this is all infused, you place this in a roller bottle, place it on certain power points in the body, and allow your sweat to release it into your auric field, and that's how you will get the best results. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or want to see more videos on different ingredients, different workings, I'll be more than happy to help you out. This is how we grow, guys.